Hey, good morning, everybody. You probably noticed that the assignment that's posted on the classroom this morning was the graphic design unit. First off, it's going to be a week where I'm not going to be in, so you're going to be kind of transitioning from the drawing board to the back to the computer, and we're going to be using Google Draw, and I'll show you some things that we're going to do. Regardless, this is an assignment that we're going to be doing, and if you look around the room, you'll see other classes and how they kind of read into this assignment. The difference is we're going to be using Google Draw, just like we did for our folder covers, and then eventually we'll transition into Microsoft Publisher. Anyway, what we're going to try to have you look at as far as the design element is trying to figure out the different elements when you look at a design. Who the target market is, how they use different types of typography, what the subject is, things like that. So we're going to ask you to try to be creative in that front. One, by doing some research. If you look at the different types of magazines that are out there, whether it be for an outdoors, sport related, something unrelated to sports, gaming, you'll see how they incorporate different elements such as different images with transparent backgrounds, how they use an actual picture as a background, how they incorporate text and offset different colors. They have a large font number with a small font subject. And all these elements that are brought into any kind of magazine is what drives how people buy them and what they get from the magazine. So going down to the unit problem, you're going to actually create a magazine that is geared towards this area, the Capital District. I'm not going to go into the criteria constraints just yet, but what I'd like you to do today and tomorrow is try to acclimate yourself with Google Draw. So this is a demo that I have, and the first thing we're going to concentrate on is typography. Couple things when you start a new file, and what I actually do, Draw. One thing we want you to do, just like we did with your portfolio covers, when you open up an untitled Google drawing, the picture itself that's on the screen is a transparent background. And we want you to take that and we want you to set that up to be the size of an 8.5 by 11. So once I go to File, Page Setup, I'm going to hit this drop down and go to Custom. And I want this page to be 8.5 by 11. Okay. And once you do that, that sets it up. Now, as far as what we're looking at when you look at different magazines, if you look at the ESPN magazine, this background right here is more of a blank or a darker gradient with the light source at this top area. This one has a light blue with a white gradient, and obviously the rest, these two right here, have pictures as the background, and then they bring the text above it. So I'm going to start with the gradient here, just to bring in something. So just like we did with Google Draw, we're going to bring in a shape, and I'm going to drag in a rectangle, and I'm going to leave a little bit of space on the outside for the print border. I don't want to be above the page. So obviously this is not the color I'm looking for. So when I go here, what I can do is go to gradient, and I can choose one of these gradients right here, or I could go to custom, and what I can do is choose the different type of colors that are brought in to the page. So I could have like a bluish offset, and I can tell it whether I want it to be a radial from the center or the top left right here, sort of like the Sports Illustrated. Okay. Now, bringing in text, and this is what we want you to work on for the next day or so. Obviously, if I bring in a text box right here, the text is very basic. Get that right. Okay, and obviously you know that you can take this text and change the font and the size, and so forth. I don't know if any of you at this point have brought in WordArt, but you could actually insert. So if I take this right here, copy this, and I can go here to WordArt, a text box will come up and I can put in whatever I want it to say, and then I can apply it. Okay, now it sort of brings in its own color and its own design. So if I take this right here, and I can actually change the font style just by going to the different font options. And obviously I could pick a different inner color as well. Now, if none of these options work for you, obviously in the past we've gone to Cool Text Generator. All right, so make sure it's Cool Text Generator. All right, and so I'm just going to pick something very simple just to show you. So when we click on this, they're going to give you a text box. And what you'll be able to do is create your logo this way. Now, once you come up with this actual preview, you should be able to right mouse click, copy the image, and then you should be able to paste this right into your screen. So this might be an option for different titles. Again, this is not something that's supposed to be done within the day or the next day. The only thing I wanted you to do today was to open up a blank Google Draw, set the limits to 8.5 by 11, bring in a background of a shape, try the gradient, and try a few different text options. That's the only thing we're going to work on today, and I'll check in tomorrow with the next thing that we're going to work on.